and that's it. But anyway, right now, despite a ban on certain dog breeds, hospital admissions for serious dog bites in the UK have more than doubled in the past decade, and potentially dangerous dogs are still on our streets.
The reporter Declan Lawn joined one team responsible for tracking them down.
Lots of dogs are dangerous, but not all dangerous dogs are illegal. In the East London borough of Newham, Animal Welfare Officer Tina Delaney is joined by the police on an operation to get banned animals off the street.
Once we say, right, we've got the dog, we contain the dog, then you can come in and enter the premises.
I'm going to join the team today as they conduct some raids in an attempt to crack down on dangerous dogs here in the capital. The intelligence on these raids has come from tip-offs from both the police and members of the public.
So we're going to do a few raids where it's alleged that there's pit bulls at the premises.
What can you expect typically when you go in the front door?
Sometimes the person will be very aggressive, the dog will be very aggressive. So you really don't know what's going to happen when you turn up to an address.
As we arrive at the first address, Tina spots the target of their visit out walking with a suspicious-looking dog.
Hello. From Animal Welfare, do you want to stop a minute, please? So what kind of breed of dog do you think you have?
She's chipped, she goes to a vet regular, she's always muzzled.
Under the Dangerous Dogs Act, pit bull terriers are banned, and Tina suspects Scott's dog Cash is illegal.
Okay.
What are you going to take there?
We're going to seize him, I'm afraid. Okay. No, I understand that you're upset, but if she's not a pit, she'll be returned to you on Thursday. If she is, then we'll ring you, meet with you, and discuss the various options available. No, you won't be able to see her now.
Now, it's clearly a very difficult situation for these owners because they feel, that they're looking after their dogs, they feel that the dogs are well behaved. But the simple fact of the matter is that this dog could well be a pit bull. Cash is seized and will be taken to the kennels for assessment. Back on the road, and Tina spots something suspicious.
In the churchyard there's a person with a pit bull.
Just up on the hill here, yeah. It's something Tina just can't ignore.
Hello. What breed of dog do you think you've got?
She's a mastiff with a bit of Labrador or something.
She does look very like she's got a bit of lab in her, but I'm afraid I want to take her and have her assessed as a pit bull type.
Take her?
Yes. Okay.
You put it down?
No, I've never said that to you. I said we're to discuss
the options though, isn't it?
One of the options is, if you don't want a pit bull back, then yes, you can be put to sleep with your permission. Okay then, this officer's going to take the dog. Hello, Millie.
The Animal Welfare Officer obviously suspects it might be a pit bull. Did you ever suspect that?
I suspected she looks a bit like that, but she looks more like a Labrador to me.
What are you going to do now? I mean, one of the options here is that you can fight for her to be returned.
We'll fight for her to be returned. She's my dog, She's part of my family.
The team have a number of visits to get through. After the churchyard detour, they're off to their next call, a pit bull that allegedly bites.
We've had a complaint that one of your dogs bit somebody in the block.
No.
Right, okay, you never go out, you never let the door open or leave the door open or anything like that?
No.
Right, okay. Obviously, I need to take him to be assessed now.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a minute with him? Do you want to have a minute with him before I take him?
Can I take him downstairs with
you? Yeah, you can take him downstairs with me as well. Yep, that's fine.
The lady didn't want to talk to me. She's obviously very emotional, very upset. But she contends that the dog's kept well, that it's a friendly dog, that it's not going to bite anyone and hasn't bitten anyone. And she's worried that now it's going to be put down. The dogs are taken to high security kennels, where experts assess if they are illegal pit bulls.
Basically, there are three options. Sometimes the person doesn't want the dog back because they haven't realised it's a pit bull, will voluntarily relinquish it, will just sign it over, and then it's euthanased. Other times they're prosecuted under the Dangerous Dogs Act, and on very few occasions the dogs are returned through the courts with restrictions placed on them.
Today we've been seeing raids, quite a lot of manpower, quite a lot of expense. Is it worth it?
It is, because you don't know what you're preventing. Last year we seized 67 dogs. We don't know what possible attacks we have prevented. Some of those dogs were very, very human aggressive, and they're not dogs that should be in the community.
All three dogs were found to be illegal pit bulls. Milo has been put to sleep. It has yet to be decided what will happen to Cash. the owner of Millie is being given the opportunity to apply to keep her under special court restrictions, which means the dog will have to be neutered, insured, and always muzzled and on a lead in public.
Well, Mike Dilger joins us now. Mike, we saw the dogs there being carted off to be tested. So what actually happens in this assessment? How are they assessed? And which ones are then granted exemption status?
Well, first and foremost, there are 4 types of dog that are banned. We're looking at the Pit Bull Terrier, the Japanese Tosa, the Dogo Argentino, and the Fila Brasileiro. But as you saw, any dog that's considered of a Pit Bull type can theoretically be banned and considered illegal as well.
Right.
And the way they do that is they assess according to 57 different characteristics. And if a substantial number of those characteristics are deemed to be of a Pit Bull type, then the dog will be banned. And it's the police and the local council that carry out those tests. And any dog has a second chance, not deemed to be of a threat to public safety, can be added to the list of exempted dogs. Now the owner, if he goes on the list, the owner has to carry out a whole list of criteria to kind of make sure that the dog cannot be taken away and put down. To ensure it's not a safety all the time, it's not a threat to the public at all. So it's really quite a complicated issue.
So how can people then make sure that they don't buy or adopt illegal dogs? What would be your top tips, Mike?
Very straightforward, Alex. First and foremost, go to a reputable breeder. The Kennel Club do this assured breeder scheme, where you know when you're getting a dog from that scheme, it's going to be cast iron, it's not going to be any of the Pit Bull types or any of the banned types. Dogs Home, responsible ones like Battersea, they're not allowed to house these banned types, and they have weekly tests to make sure that by experts going in there to assess to make sure all the dogs are kind of bona fide and legitimate. And it's not recommended buying a dog on the internet, particularly from some kind of dodgy site. All local papers, or a guy down the pub.
Right, okay.
Love the bona fide. Dogs.
Well, Mike, we'll move on to safer animals now, because this is in fact your favourite one-show time of year, isn't it?
Oh, it's yes. Every summer, Miranda and I have a wildlife-filled blast with the family on holiday somewhere in the UK. And this time, we've got a very special offer.